Hello, Geek State readers. This is Mike McGee. I'm just doing a quick review of my new website and IDX vendor. Is Sierra Interactive is the company I chose. I used Diverse Solutions along with WordPress for quite a long time, and if you read my post on that, they have been kind of on a slide. So I've been looking for another option. I couldn't find an IDX that I really liked that worked with WordPress, that performed the way I liked and was attractive. So I decided to go with a company that has it all together. You get the website and the IDX and CRM all together in one package, and that has some advantages and some disadvantages. But I felt like the advantages, the pros outweighed the cons. So anyway, this is their website, SierraInteractive.com, if you want to get in touch with him. And I'll go ahead and jump into our website that we had them build for us. And it's very attractive, I think. They have several different themes or templates that you can use. They're all very modern, they're mobile responsive, they're very attractive. And, I'll scroll down here a little bit, show you the couple things. Each one is different, of course, but they're very similar in the sense that they're modern and responsive. Down here, you got some calls to action. You can hover over them and have your text that you want there. And then I have some listings here. You could have these be your featured listings or just listed, whatever you want. And you can have these in a different order. Originally, this listings widget was on top, and I decided to change that. And then you have some more calls to action, whatever you want, some text about your company, and a footer. And all of this is customizable. Not all of it can you do yourself. Some of it they need to do, but and that's one downside versus WordPress. With WordPress you can just kind of change everything to a degree. Even with WordPress, you're limited to what the theme is set up to, unless you have some, above average skills, I say, for a real estate agent to be able to change themes. But many of you can, and you can't quite do that on here. But the folks at Sierra will do that for you, make changes to the theme and the homepage if you need it. And in fact, as part of the startup cost, they'll do some of that. And once you have it set, you really don't change it much anyway. One thing you will notice, the first thing I noticed when you start clicking around the website, is how blazing fast it is. And I did a test here on webpagetest.org and have never gotten results like this before on WordPress. Straight A's in every category, about a 1 second load time, and I have tried everything on WordPress to get WordPress this fast. And you might be able to get one static page this fast with caching and CDN and having a good VPS host with a SSD and all that. But the IDX page is never loaded that quickly because they're coming from a different party and it's got to run PHP. And with having the IDX and the website, all together in a bundle, your IDX pages load just as fast as your static pages. And there's no PHP on this, which is, I know they have a newer PHP out, but still it's not as fast as static HTML, which this is. And I just don't think you'll ever get any PHP based website to operate as fast as Sierra has their websites. And speed is it's not only good for SEO. Google does take page speed load time as a ranking factor, but it's also good for consumers. That's going to increase your conversion. People are going to stay on the site longer if the pages load quickly. If pages load too slowly, they're going to bounce. They're going to go somewhere else. So let's jump in to the IDX a little bit. Basically, they sort of have two search types. They have a simple search, which is really just, I'll just jump to that real quick. And that's just the sidebar search criteria alongside the results on the right. And I like using that. They have an advanced search form. We'll get to that in a second. But as you update or as you change your criteria on the left, the results on the right instantly update. So let's say you start putting in a location, and it's auto complete, comes up with your suggestions. I typed in Atlanta, it shows areas or the city or anything matching Atlanta, maybe a neighborhood that has Atlanta in it, addresses that have Atlanta in it. So, it looks through all the different criteria words, whether it's area, city, neighborhood, address, zip code, etc. So anyway, go ahead and you can see as I change the results, or if I change the criteria, the results update immediately on the right. And it's really, really very, very fast. And you can have it display in a list format where you get a slightly larger picture and a little more detail. And in this format, you can scroll through the photos right on the results page without diving into the details. Or you can do a gallery, which is my favorite, or a map. And of course, I have too many criteria, but you can zoom in, hover over an icon, and you get a thumbnail of the listing, and if you click on it, then it'll bring you to the detail page. Or you can go on the list down here, and it'll hover over the location and illuminate it on the map. And let's look at the detail page real quick. Let's pick a listing. Oops. Loads very quickly. It's very attractive. It's got very clean presentation here. You've got good calls to action here. Up here you've got breadcrumbs. So someone can click Peachtree Park, that's the neighborhood. That'll show them all the listings in that neighborhood. And this will show them all the cities or all the listings in the city. And as you go down, you see another call to action box here, more calls to action here. And it's already a very large image there, but you can click full size and get an even larger image. And if you're on a mobile device, this is touch friendly. You can swipe with your finger, and it's fully mobile responsive. And I'll show you, you can change the screen size, and you'll see how it responds to the screen size and modifies itself. So whether you're on an iPad or an iPhone, it looks great. And as you scroll down, you'll see this header up here will eventually reappear. And it'll stay up there as you scroll down the page. And you can either scroll down, or you can click on these links here and go straight to that area. So if you want to go to the map, you'll go right to the map, property details, schools, what's nearby, and similar homes. And a real quick look at each of those sections. The map, all the listing detail pages are full screen. There's no sidebar on them. I like that because you get a nice, very large map. The street view is large and immersive. It's actually usable. I hate the tiny maps that get embedded on some of these IDX detail pages. And a satellite view. And details. Now all of these things are hyperlinked. The area, if you click that, it'll show you all the listings in that area, or in that county, or in that city, or in that neighborhood, or in that zip code, or in that high school district, middle school, elementary school. So that's very user-friendly and also good for SEO. Down to the schools. This is an embedded Great Schools map. And what's nearby is an embedded walk score map. Shows you all the nearby restaurants, coffee shops, bars, groceries, parks, schools, shopping, etc. And then similar homes. Shows them similar homes that are nearby, and you can set the criteria for that. And also similar recently sold homes. So also these things are all good for both the user experience and for SEO. You can scroll through within your results, go from listing to listing without having to go back to the results, which you couldn't do with Diverse Solutions WordPress IDX. And then once you go back to the results, you can click that and it'll scroll down and find that listing where it is in results, so you can pick up where you left off. So let me show you a couple things that I like. Oh yeah, first of all, I was going to show you, let me pause for this phone call. So let me show you the advanced search form. This is about to get redone, so it may look different when you down the road shortly. But this one just breaks it down by different categories. It's got more criteria that you can use to search, and basically anything available in your MLS, they can add into this search form. And as you make your changes, this number updates on the right, and anytime you scroll, this stays pinned in the upper right corner to tell you how many results are there. I actually have ours set up. We have 2 MLSs in our area which overlap, so I have them set up to where I can use either MLS. Now let me show you one thing I really like about the IDX, and that's this. The data in our MLS for neighborhoods is really sloppy because agents can just type in the neighborhood name, and they often mistype it, or they misspell it, or they spell it different ways. And for example, one of the popular neighborhoods in our area is Virginia Highland. And you can see some people have typed, this is correct, Virginia Highlands. Some people say Virginia Highlands with an S. Some people say Virginia Highlands Morningside. Sometimes they put a hyphen in it. Sometimes they put a slash in it. And so if you just type in the name on a normal IDX, oops, I spelled that wrong, you are not going to get all the listings. Well, what this can do instead is when you type in the neighborhood name, instead of bringing it just to the results, it brings them straight to the page that I created for that neighborhood. So they get all the information that I put in on that neighborhood. They get the photos, whatever you have built into your community pages. The user is brought to that community page, and not just to the results for that particular area. And the search criteria for this neighborhood, you can do this by polygon, or you choose multiple different names, because like I said, a lot of people misspell them or spell them different ways, and so you can make your search so it includes everything in the area, so you get you consumers can see all the listings. I don't know if that makes sense, but I'll go through here a little bit, tell you a little bit more about it. It's got these listing stats that are updated automatically, and you can choose to make these neighborhood pages with a sidebar or not, and I chose not because you get the nice large pictures in the gallery mode, or you get a nice large map. And that's one of the things I really like about it. A couple things I forgot to mention, I may have glossed over real quickly, that this quick search field, it can accept several search criteria, including city, zip, neighborhood, school, address, or MLS number. And in my case, we have 2 MLSs, as I mentioned, that overlap in the city. And my previous with Diverse Solutions, I had both MLSs combined, and the problem with that is you would get duplicate listings in the results, because everybody lists not everybody, but most agents list their properties in both MLSs. So in the results, there would be 2 listings for every property. Sierra does it a little bit more intelligently, and what it does is, if I search a neighborhood or any search criteria, it could be a city or zip or whatever, the system will look real quick and determine which MLS has the most results for that area, and that's the results you get. And so in this case, it was FMLS. If I do another area, try that, in that particular case, Georgia MLS is the database that had the most listings. So a pretty slick way to include both or more than one MLS system in your website and have it all be transparent to the user and not have duplicate listings. Okay, and the other thing I didn't mention is the registration options. You can do forced registration, or you can do no registration, or you can do suggest registration. And that's one thing that my old MLS didn't have, and or my old IDX didn't have, and I found it frustrating. And this one has that. And so here's a registration pop-up, and the way I have it, it's just suggest registration. So the user can say no thank you, or he can click out of it, or you can do forced registration if you'd like to do that, or none. So, and then if you do want to sign up, you can do it. You can do it here, and a couple of ways you can sign in, and this is optional. You can do social sign-ins, sign in with Facebook or sign in with Google. The advantage to that is a one-click sign-in. It's easier for the visitor to sign up. The disadvantage is you may not get their phone number. Another way, you can opt out of that, and you can require the phone number. One way to do it is they tell people to enter their phone number as their password and make that a required field. And that way you get their phone number if that's what you want. So all the options you want are there. And I'll just show you well, that's how quick it worked. Once you're signed in, you see that sign in and sign up changes to welcome and your name, and you click this and it'll show your saved listings and saved searches and your home and log out. And so there's an example of a saved listing, saved searches. There's your searches. You can click on them, you can edit them. So it's a pretty good system for user lead capture. Now once you capture a lead, it goes into the CRM system, and it'll automatically route the lead to your agents if you want. Let me fix this screen size here. And you can have the leads routed in a number of different ways. You can choose that here. I have mine set up, if it's within certain price range and certain zip codes, it goes to one agent. If it's other zip codes and price range, it goes to another agent. Or you can just use a plain old round robin. The user or the agent will receive a text message as well as an email with information about the lead. Then they click the link and it brings them to the lead detail page, which I'll show you one here. And this is mobile friendly as well. If you're on a mobile device, it's responsive just like the website is. It looks really good on your phone, and you've got all your ways to interact with that client or that lead. You can see what activities have been done on that person, the properties that they've looked at, their saved searches, or their saved listings as well, how many times they've come back to the website. You can configure it so it notifies you every time the lead comes back to the website. You can set it so a pop-up message pops up on the website when they come back. You might say, hey, saw you were looking in this area in this price range. You might be interested in this listing, and have that pop up. If you've tried email and they haven't responded to that, maybe a pop-up on the website will work. That's a nice little feature that most IDXs don't have. As far as the lead notifications to the agents, you can have it set to where the lead contact information comes in that notification, or you can have that hidden until the agent claims the lead. You can have it set so it automatically assigns to the lead to that agent, or you can have it wait for them to claim it, and if they don't claim it within X amount of time, it'll reassign it to another agent. You can have it set to where the agent has to not only select or click the link to claim the lead, but they actually have to do an activity like log a phone call or email the person, something like that. These are all options. You can do whatever you want, but those are lots of great options. That's all built into the IDX or the CRM, excuse me. There are email drip campaigns built in. There are action plans. All that's built in. While I'm here, I'll talk about some of the other features in the website itself. These are your saved searches that you can use to populate your community pages. And let's see, the content itself is real similar to WordPress type thing. You can edit your page title. That's your title tag. This is your URL slug. This is sort of like a tag, like WordPress has tags and categories. This is community page property detail cross-linking. This has two functions. One is on the listing detail pages. Maybe I'll go back and I'll show you what I'm talking about, so you know what I'm talking about. These links down here, where it links to other listings in that particular area, county, city, subdivision, or zip code. If you have a community page built for any of those categories and you link that here, then these links will go to those community pages instead of to just a search result page. So that's a pretty slick feature, and it also works with the home page, where if you type in a neighborhood or a zip code or whatever, a city, a community, that feature will make it go to the content page that you built instead of just to an IDX result page. So that's something I really like. You can, just like WordPress, you can adjust your meta tags, meta description, whether it's a full page or a full width page, I should say, or a page with a sidebar. And then down here is where you adjust your content. You can add your content photos here, just like WordPress. This is where your embedded listings are, another content area. And when you save that, it's instantly live. You don't have to worry about clearing cache or anything. It's just there and ready to go. And there's also a blog section, and just like WordPress, you can adjust tags and categories and edit the content in a WYSIWYG editor. So I'm not missing WordPress that much. I spent a lot of time tweaking WordPress and adding plugins and this, that, and the other, and it's nice to actually not have some of those features, none of those capabilities. I spend less time tweaking and my website and more time actually doing real estate, and that's the name of the game. So that's a real quick and dirty of Sierra Interactive. I really just scratched the surface. There's a lot of cool features if you really drill down on the CRM and on the website side. I haven't even used all the features yet, but there's a lot there that you can work with. And they have some new products coming out. They have a single property websites. There's a new package where you can get your main website and single property websites and one of those seller lead capture home valuation sites all together for one fee. And when I added this all up, when I had WordPress, I had to pay for hosting, plus I had 2 diverse solution products, and then I had Follow Up Boss. And when you add it all together, it's basically the same. It's a wash for what I'm paying with Sierra, and everything just works so much better with Sierra. And it's super fast and modern, and never have problems, never have outages, and I'm very happy with it so far. So anyway, and there's always improvements coming along. So anyway, happy with it so far. Take a look at it. Ben Pesco is the main man there that I dealt with. but anybody there can help you, and it's definitely worth checking into if they're available in your area. Hope you enjoyed the review, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.